Good morning. So our last topic is about an autofocus camera with exposure control. Okay. So in order to that, we have to know uh, what is the autofocus. What are the elements of a good photo? So when we are saying about the elements of a good photo, the first one to be the exposure, second one to be the focus, and third one to be the composition. So when we are taking a good photo, so we should know what are the elements which is present over on it. So we'll have a exposure, focus, and composition. So which would you argue is the most important to get right while you are shooting your picture? Effect of focal length, effect of focusing the screens, effect of available light, auto versus the manual focus. So manually focus when you want to zero in on a subject, not in the center. Okay. So you are not shooting action pictures over there, shooting in low light, photographing through glass, shooting confusing subjects or backgrounds. So where we have to focus when? So why not? The camera may not focus on subject of the choice, and autofocus is fast but not that fast. Autofocus may cause shutter lag, and similarly, autofocus requires light. Some cameras have focus assist lamps. Autofocus uses battery power. Autofocus requires high contrast subjects. Whereas the focus zone, some cameras focus on the center subject, some cameras focus on the nearest subject. The camera have five or so focus zones and chooses among them by contrast or movement. You may be able to switch focus zones manually. You may be able to look out focus ranges. Autofocus works by maximizing image contrast at one of the focus sensors. So autofocus modes, so we'll have a continuous autofocus, single autofocus, automatic autofocus. So when you're having a continuous autofocus, so when you press the shutter release halfway, the camera continually shift the focus as it detects the movements in the field of view. And similarly, we'll have about the camera continually shift the focus in the it detects the movement in the field of view, useful for action photography. Single autofocus, the camera sets the focus when you press the shutter release halfway and leaves it there until after you take the picture. Automatic autofocus is just like a rules autofocus modes in your camera. uh, so when you are saying about use a frame of view as a canvas, so compositions, so we'll have a fill the frame, decide on the uh, decide on the critical elements to include or eliminate. Don't always center your subject. Similarly, use the rule of thirds. Include points of interest, shapes, texture, color, movement, lines, diagonals. So include converging or radiating lines. Make use of repetitions or patterns. So we'll have a balance and compartmentalize. Use pairs and trios. Connect the fore and background. Incorporate a reference or the slides, and similarly, consider the depth of the field. So every picture needs a focal point. Consider the effect of portrait versus landscape format, lightening the effects the mode. Consider the effect of your viewfinder. So know when to break the rules. So common errors of composition. So we'll have a lack of subject to small, centered subject, tilted horizon, centered horizon, lack of scale, distracting background, and too many elements included. So we'll have unfortunate mergers and displace objects. So use a pair of forceps to remove distracting clutter, change the camera angle, alter the depth of the field, line up camera parallel to subject plane. So use background chord and throw background into shadow or highlight over there. So these are all the different types of cameras which is available. We have a pocket camera, point and shoot compact, digital single lens reflex, mirrorless interchangeable lens compact, and digital camera reviews. So difference between the camera types. It is packet camera and phones, it will be a small short packet, whereas point and shoots will have a medium pose, whereas DSLRs large carry or camera back. So snapshots will have a good documentation to artistry. Very weak flash, stronger flash will have an internal plus external. So it can able to view the monitor only, whereas points and shoots it can able to view electronic finder, so it can able to look through the lens, whereas DSLRs. So we have now short range zoom, very small sensor strip, autofocus only, very lightweight, images for 5 cross 7 prints, very inexpensive, often keep it with us. So these are about the packet cameras and phones. Whereas points and shoots, it can able to short to very long zoom, small sensor chip, manual focus available, noticeable weight. So images okay for 8 cross 10 prints. So then we'll have a reasonably priced grab and go. Interchangeable lens, medium to 35 mm frame, usual manual or autofocus, noticeable to heavy white, images okay for big prints, can get very expensive, requires preparations. So class will focus on very entry level DSLR, which covers most top over on it. So what are all the camera parts? So we'll have all digital cameras, will have lens, shutter release, sensors, computers, display screen, battery. So most also have viewfinder, built-in flash, 1 by 420 tripod amount. So somehow hot shoe, mirror or prism, beam splitter, grip selection types. So what inside the DLSR? So we'll have a pop-up flash, prism, mirror, lens, CCD sensors, horseshoe, viewfinders, and the tripod amount. So sensors, it doesn't size a matter. So we have a blue box is 35 mm film frame. The difference is the crop factor. So reported relative to 35 mm film, same focal length it was used on film camera now focuses on the smaller sensor. The sensor image area becomes expanded when viewing, so it is effectively magnified. Because of this, a 100 mm lens on a Canon APS-C camera gives the same magnification image as a 160 mm lens would on 35 mm film. Camera settings, exposure modes, shooting modes, scene modes, focus modes, metering or exposure compensation. So file type or image quality, white balance, playback, and a whole book full of others. Read that book over there. So exposure modes, we have a fully automatic, and then we'll have a semi-automatic, and then fully manual. So when you're having for an exposure modes, we'll have a auto and program. So which camera which will be selects everything, will have aperture, shutter speed, focus, flash, all with overlays. Usually it works well, sometimes it disappoints. So whereas the program cameras picks aperture and shutter speed and focus can be overridden. Whereas in semi-automatic, we'll have a aperture priority. So in that we'll have a user picks the aperture, camera picks the shutter speed, and the focuses on the can be overridden. So when you're having over that aperture priority, users pick the aperture and shutters pick the shutter speed. User gets or has to pick all the settings in the fully manual one. So this is the shooting modes will have a single shoot or burst, will have a higher low speed burst, self timer, and then mirror block up, remote control, bulb, and bracketing for HDR. Scene modes, these are all the scene modes that already we will be seeing in all the cameras. A few common scene modes are to be the sports, landscape, portrait, night portrait, fireworks, beach or snow, night scene. So focus modes, autofocus on most new cameras is pretty darned good. Even experienced pros are started to using it instead of always manually focusing. Still not always perfectly crisp. Does not work for all situations moving subject. Very dependent on high contrast areas. Focus point can usually be defined on DSLRs. Might still need to tweak the sweet spot. Manual focus on packet cameras and point and shoots is difficult if possible. Focus modes continued. So we'll have a single shot autofocus, continuous autofocus. We'll have a single or continuous with the manual tweaking, manual focus, live view focusing aid, magnifies the live view image. Some ILCs offer this in the electronic viewfinder. So metering, we'll have an average, spot, center weighted average, and we'll have a multi-zone metering, and we'll have a use exposure compensation to make small adjustments. So we'll have a original film approach, not used much anymore. The spot will have a 2 to 3% of the field. The center weighted average, we have a central portion represents most of the input. So multi-zone marketing, most commonly used default mode, and will have a use exposure compensations. So RAW versus JPEG. RAW is all of the data straight from the sensor. JPEG is processed and compressed before saving. Why not maximize everything with the RAW? Because Olympus by RAW file, which will be 12.4 MB, high quality JPEG, little discernible loss in image quality until you zoom in. Memory cards, which are big but not infinite capacity. So white balance will have a color changes based on the type of light. Images are interpreted differentially based on settings. Auto white balance is pretty good, almost 98% of time. Check your display frequently and change the white balance if necessary. Raw images are not corrected, so you can change it later if it was incorrect. Most DLSR. So lenses will have a built-in versus interchangeable, fixed versus zoom, cheap versus expansive, macro capability, teleconverters. And similarly, zoom lens cautions will have a general rule of thumb. Image stabilizations will have optical image, censorship, digital image, and performance is rated in equivalent stops improvement. Filters will have ultraviolet, polarizer, infrared, neutral density, color, and the gradient. So ultraviolet mostly to protect the lens, cheap and nearly invisible in the image. Polarizer reduces glare, rotate for best effectiveness. So neutral density reduces light without shifting colors. So gradient neutral density on one and end to clear on the other. So memory will have a two types of memory, and then card formats will have a a compact flash, secure digital memory stick, XTD. Flash, we'll have a flash power determined, and finally we'll have a God gates, triple shutter release, remote control monocode, and list goes on and disliking between them. So by that, the topic final thing, entire thing is gets over. So wish you all the best.